And it's just like, well, I don't think you can save this one now. And they kind of have a slight sort of tongue-in-cheek chuckle about it. But it becomes like ultimately uncomfortable for Norwegian guy there because
he's Greek, but that's fine.
He's definitely Greek. Yeah. Okay.
We'll see.
Tomato, whatever.
They just held up that very recognizable national flag.
Yeah, and his name, Stefanos Tsitsipas. Yeah, sure.
That too, yeah, like the letters T, S, and I together. For any reason.
You should be proud of me, Alan, for misappropriating a white person's culture. Okay, I don't.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Thank you.
Touché.
The point is, he didn't say anything wrong. I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like if you asked his opponent, like, hey, how'd you think you played tonight? Like, shit. Like, how did your opponent play? Amazing. He kicked the shit out of me. That's why I played like shit, because he was that much better than me. Like, what do we want athletes to say anymore? Do we want them to speak truths, or do we want them to say, well, I mean, the ball was bouncing my way out there, and the strings on the racket were really taut and tight, and my follow-through really allowed the physics to play in my favor? Like, what do you want him to say? I played amazing. I can't believe how shitty he was. I won. Next question. I don't know what he said wrong.
Yeah. Nah, I'm with you on this one, man. Like, he got set up. That fucking whoever the interviewer was like, yeah, so that dude's a mop, huh? And he was like, well, what the yeah, but what the fuck am I supposed? That's rude, sir, that you made me say that he's fucking terrible. But yes, he's terrible. That shit was mad easy. I'm awesome at this game.
He said he's terrible tonight. You know, if you look back at the context, he says, I'm surprised at how easy it was tonight. Not saying that this guy's a bad tennis player, but I mopped the floor with him. I'm not saying that. Like I typically first of all, English isn't this first guy's language. You can tell he's kind of walking on eggshells, and we stupid Americans take that shit for granted because we talk way too fast when it comes to like dealing with people where English is their second, maybe third or fourth language. And they're trying, and he's in Australia. He's trying to be a star. I mean, he's knocking at the door. This guy, I think, is number 4 or 5 in the world. He's got all the tools, necessary to be fucking great at this sport. Yeah, man, this is fucking that shitty. Usually the Australians are relatively like low key. I think like the New Yorkers would be like, "Fuck you! Who the fuck you think you are?" Maybe they'd embrace him. Maybe he needs to do that in New York in a few months.
Was his opponent Australian?
I don't know. I didn't.
That might be the kicker. Because they were like, what do you think about this Australian being a big old bag of dicks? And he was like, I mean, he kind of was. Sorry. And then the Australians got all pissed off. I could see that being the case.
Weirdly enough, I didn't stay up until 3 a.m. to check who this guy beat. Didn't set my alarm to see the first and second round of the.
You catch
Australian
that live?
Open. No.
You catch that ass whooping live?